So the church is the covenant family of God. Okay? So again, people, and now not just people, but a people, a family, and not just of anyone in particular, but a family of God. Okay? That's huge, right? Like, if that hasn't struck you, spend some time in prayer that you are an adopted son or daughter of the Father. Okay? Let's take a minute real quick and think about this with regards to how the Romans would have heard this type of language, okay, and how Paul capitalizes on this idea of adoption into the family of God in the letter of Romans. So Roman society at that point, okay, let's imagine a Roman soldier. Okay, now he might sire lots of children. Okay? None of those are necessarily his, though. None of those are necessarily his sons. All right? His culture and his status in life is freed it where he can kind of go about his merry way and do things. He doesn't necessarily have to take responsibility for them. In fact, it was a common practice for children to be exposed. Right? If you didn't want the child, or if it was an accident child, you just took them out to the woods and let them die by exposure, or let them be wolf food. Okay? So this is the culture within which Paul is kind of speaking about. No. You're adopted sons and daughters of the Father. Okay? So the same soldier, let's say he sires a child, okay, happens to be a male. All right? Well, in a public act, he would take that child, sit him upon his knee and say, this one is mine. Okay? And at that moment, then that child, whether that child is the natural offspring of his own loins or someone else's child that he's taken a fondness to, but at that moment of that public proclamation of being adopted, that child gets that soldier's heritage. Okay? He gets the rights and responsibilities of the household. Right? If there's land to be inherited, it's going to flow to that child. Right? So it's at that point that adoption makes the child, really. Right? So I think kind of like in common English, when we think, adoption in our culture here, even though it might be taboo to kind of admit this, I think there's part of us that's like, well, an adopted child, sure, the parents love them, but it's not really their child. Okay? Well, back then, it didn't matter if this child came from you genetically or not. In the moment of adoption, that child was yours, and you held on to them until one of both of you were dead. Okay? A little different paradigm. So this is the type of adoption into the family of God that we're talking about. Okay? So, yeah, we're creatures of the Father naturally, but we're adopted into the household supernaturally. Okay? So when we say the family of God, it means something different than just the natural family. Yeah, God's my Father, He's my Creator. No, He's Dad. And now I have the keys to the kingdom.